Mr. Brent Gove.
It might have been George Washington, actually. I don't know. Napoleon, I don't know. I was thinking while we were doing this, I got in real estate in the middle of a market correction in 1996 and 97. And for 2 years, all I showed was boarded up HUD homes. That's all I sold for 2 years. They were boarded up, and the commissions were 5%. How many get 5% instead of 2.5 or 3? I'm like, well, that's another reason why I focused on that. And but they were all 50, 60, 70,000 a house. I did a few higher end properties at 88, 95,000. And then after 2 years, I broke into the luxury market. I sold a 5-acre, 3,000 square foot horse property in Orangeville. White split rail fence, pasture, little barn for their one horse, and the sprinklers across the pasture, pool, palm trees. $128,000. I'm like, I am in the big money now, baby. I think 5%. I think it was like $6,000 commission or something. I'm like, $6,000. I've never seen money like this. It was so awesome. And I go, I can do this 2 or 3 times a month. I'm thinking, is this even legal? But so here's the deal. That was really cool and a useful tool, you can use. Like, we've all had a homeowner go, you didn't get a picture of the tough shed. I want the tough shed in the picture. You can call your photographer back out, and they may or may not charge you. You can run out and stick a pic up to there. I've also seen a lot of pictures around Lake Tahoe or Folsom or Eldorado Hills, and the sky is so beautiful. Now you can make that happen, $4. So that was a great deal. But here's the deal. You can see all these really cool things, but it gets down to this. You got to master lead generation. That is your issue. Yes. It's not box brownie. That's super cool. It's not what Ryan says, right? It's you can understand disclosures. You can know the contract backwards and forwards, but you must master lead generation. That's why we have a home inspector here today. My good friend is here. Tim, how do you say that? Coddington. He's a home inspector from BPG Home Inspections, and a friend of my dad's, and just an awesome man. But if you need a home inspection, we look out for each other. Do you want someone to look out for you? Look out for each other. Look out for other people. And so, Tim, shout out to you. One of the things he educated me on today as we were out in the hallway is that, did you know that the hot water, what do you call them?
Tankless hot water heaters.
Thank you. Tankless hot water heaters. Look at that smile, man. I want to give you a home inspection right now. I may have you just come inspect mine just for the hell of it. But so I didn't know this. You know they need to be cleaned every year. I did not know that. I would have left it for 20 years. And so and you wonder why the water's not so hot anymore. There's things that build up inside of it, and it gets cooler and cooler. You get that hot steamy shower. So he's starting a new company where they're actually, what are you doing to the tankless hot water heater?
Well, it's called descaling a hot water heater, tankless hot water heater, and you can do it on your own as a DIY project. But what my company will want to do is take the burden of learning it, buying the tools, and storing the tools from year to year as we need them, and we'll just do it really inexpensively as a service to folks that have the
awesome
new tools.
What do you charge for a home inspection on, say, a 4,000 square foot home? Between 4,000 and 5,000, roughly. How about a normal home? Start there. 1,800 square feet, 342. Just give me an idea of what you charge.
I've recently dropped my prices, so for 2,000 square foot home, it's below $500, and that includes the crawl.
So how about a 4 to 5, roughly?
4 to 5, we add $65 for every 1,000 square feet.
So it's going to be another $110 to $160. Okay, I am going to have you come. I have a brand new home, but did you guys know that brand new homes, the air conditioning ducts sometimes aren't hooked up and they're blowing cold air in your attic? I've seen that. I've seen the fireplaces, the flume isn't connected. You're ready to have a chimney fire. I've seen carbon monoxide detectors fail. So he's going to test that, and I have not had my home tested. Can I hire you and pay you full price to come do my house?
Absolutely.
Right on. Right. Everything's good. Honey, call this man. Pay him. Pay this man.
Tim, what's your phone number so we can put it in the chat?
407-1158.
All right, next thing. Who had a birthday in the month of February? Because we're only a few months in. What was the date?
The 4th.
The 4th, Barry?
Nice.
It's the 19th.
No, it doesn't count. You're not there yet. Okay. The 4th, today's what? The
9th.
Anybody else here have a birthday? All right. This is for you, my man. Happy birthday. And it's not one of those fake business cards. You open it up and it says, "Call Bob for a barbecue bounce house party." That was the real deal.
Are you going to be back in September?
So next, let me ask you a question. Who here right now is facing some significant challenges in your life? Raise your hand. Boom. I saw your hand first. So I'm going to give you, be a circle maker, learn the solution to 10,000 problems. It's this thick. This book has sold so many copies I can't even tell you. It's called Be a Circle Maker, and it's by Mark Batterson. Learn the solution to 10,000 problems. Instead of reading 500 pages, it's not that thick, and it's pretty cool. So there's your book there. You bet. Okay, next. Who here, you've struggled with self-doubt and thinking big, and you go, man, I got to think bigger, I got to act different. Who here really wants to go to the next level in your business? Boom, I saw your hand first. So now you get to get the thing. You got to be quick on the draw. So this book is one of the first books I've ever read in my life when I was 19. So I think George Washington penned it. And there's over 6 million copies printed. It takes, I think, 50,000 to be a bestseller. So this would be about 80 times a bestseller. It is a phenomenal book. It's called The Magic of Thinking Big by Dr. David Schwartz. It's got a chapter in here. Let me see, where is it? Chapter 2, Cure Yourself of Excuse-itis, the Failure's Disease. If you buy the book just for chapter 2, it'll change your life. By the way, I'm going to just read you a few of the chapters in here, just the titles. Ready? Chapter 1, Believe You Can Succeed and You Will. Chapter 2, Cure Yourself of Excuse-itis, the Failure's Disease. Chapter 3, Build Confidence and Destroy Fear. Chapter 4, How to Think Big. If you think small, aim and hit. You've got a small life, got a small car, living in your small apartment, having a small influence. Chapter 5, How to Think and Dream Creatively. Chapter 6, You Are What You Think You Are. And it seems simple, but it's true. Chapter 7, Manage Your Environment. Go First Class. Chapter 8, Make Your Attitudes Your allies. Chapter 9, Think Right Towards Other People. Get your thinking right. You meet agents and brokers. I hate people. It's like, ugh. You meet homeowners sometimes, sellers and buyers, and you can just tell they despise people. And they're toxic. Like, just say no to them. You're like, oh, I got them. I got Bob. I'm like, you don't want Bob. If your name's Bob, we're not talking about you. But it's just, you don't want Brent, the angry, toxic home seller who's going to boss you around. No, you don't. You want happy Brent who loves you. So chapter 10, Getting the Action Happen. Chapter 11, Getting the Action Habit. Chapter 11, How to Turn Defeat into Victory. Chapter 12, Use Goals to Help You Grow. And chapter 13, How to Think Like a Leader. Chapter after chapter after chapter. It is just phenomenal. This is the stuff that I started reading when I was 19 that helped propel me forward. So I saw your hand first. You get that. All right. Barry, I love you. It is your birthday. So I'm going to give you, this book is kind of a spiritual book. But there's the 5 F's. Who could say them? Family, faith, finances, fitness, fun. Family, faith, finances, fitness, and fun.
I'm a 10.
Family. How many think you need to succeed at family, right? How many think you should succeed at your faith? Like I'm just going to live and suck everything out of this world, die, and go back to earth, and that's it? That's kind of a sad thing. So you get your faith right. Like, I need to work on that. My utmost for his highest. by Oswald Chambers. This is a phenomenal book. And so Barry's probably already read it, but I'm going to give it to you again.
Yeah. All right.
Ready? Over 13 million copies sold. 13 million. I mean, these are rare air books. These are things that I hold here that has helped me through my journey. And so my utmost for his highest, Oswald Chambers. So there you go. Happy birthday, Barry.
Thank
All
you.
right. The last one. Who got your real estate license within the past month? 2 months, 3 months, 4 months ago, 5 months ago, 6 months ago, 6 months ago? All right, my boy. So this is Zach, Fanatical Prospecting by Jeb Blount. And it is an awesome book and hardback. This was like $80. But just kidding. I don't know what it was. Hardbacks aren't cheap though. But this book will change your life. Any book will change your life. You got a total immersion, okay? So here you go, buddy. And welcome to real estate. Last 5 months ago, you got it?
Yeah, I think it was right before Billy.
So I'm going to Vacaville this afternoon. He goes, I met with him for coffee Tuesday. He goes, can I just meet with you? So we met, hung out at the fountains for an hour. He called. I said, sure. A lot of you are like, well, I'm not going to call Brent. He's too busy. So, but we spent an hour together because he asked. I spent an hour with people who aren't my business. I spent an hour with landscape contractors and talked to them about their business. I help people because that's what people do. Good people love people. So quit saying Krista Proctor's too busy. Chris Okamura's too busy. Rob is too busy. If they're busy, sometimes I say I can't. I turn the guy down next week. I'm at 10X with Grant Cardone. I go, I can't. I'll talk to you in 2 weeks. I can't always, right? But you asked. And I go, hey, I get this thing called Animal House yesterday. Why don't you come? He came. I said, hey, I'll be leading the team meeting Thursday morning. Why don't you come? He came. I said, hey, I'm going to be in Vacaville Thursday afternoon talking to about 80 agents in Vacaville. And what you don't know is I found out last night they have an Olympic athlete who will be there today sharing her story. She grew up in a family of 20 in Georgia, 20 brothers and sisters. Her dad was a pastor, drug him to church. Like, do we really have to do all this work just to go to heaven? And she's like, actually, it really helped me in my life. And she had 20 brothers and sisters. Can you imagine that? PK, pastor's kid. She says, I have 127 nieces and nephews. Wow. Talk about an expansion model. It might be funner than ours, this type of... Hey, what are you guys talking about? Whoa, calm down. Hey, we all know sex isn't fun. No, I'm just kidding. No, okay. So, but this Olympic athlete's going to be there today, Zach. She also just, I might mention this, won 3 gold medals. And she's going to share her story of coming from nowhere to go somewhere. And what she learned as a kid, what her father said to her. And she's going to talk to her about 3 principles her dad taught her. And I watched it on TED Talks. Because, I don't know about you, but I didn't get the call to be on TED Talks. Did you guys? And she's on TED Talks. As soon as I heard she's going to be there, I looked her up. And Zach's coming. You're going to get to meet her today. I've personally never met a gold medal athlete, ever. And I can't wait for her to share. I told the guys, I go, I'm just going to shut up and let her talk as long as she wants. And I'm going to listen. I'm going to try to get more out of it than anyone in the room.
Very good.
Every time you come to a team meeting, don't come here and go, well, brownie box, they were okay. No, get more out of the team meeting than everybody. Like, sit up, pay attention. This is your life we're talking about. My life's good. And I remember when I was frustrated. I remember when The Rock gave me a check for $100 to buy groceries. I went home and handed it to Kathy 27 years ago and cried. And she went, cashed it, and went to the grocery store and bought groceries. She's nodding her head. For our 2-year-old and our 4-year-old. We'd just gone bankrupt. We had no money. I cried. You can make someone cry today. You can give someone $100. Now, Rodney didn't cry, but Rodney bought a house in Nashville last week for $1.5 million. But he's gonna light his cigar with my 100, I guess. Or something. I don't know. But, we've all been there. See, that's what you think. You get these mind thoughts. Like, I felt sorry for myself because I was feeling sorry for myself, and I felt even more sorry for myself. And it's like this thing, and I had a panic attacks 12 years ago. maybe 10 years ago, and I had to go see a Christian psychologist, and the guy said, yeah, you're obsessing on it, and it's just your brain secreting this fight or flight thing of this thing to your heart, and you think you're going to die. And I remember running out of a hotel room in my underwear because I thought I was going to die. I remember opening windows because I can't even explain it. I see people, you have a panic attack? What is that? You're weak. Don't have a panic attack. Until I had one, I'm like, ooh, that's a terrible feeling. The reason I went to him, I was getting on a plane. I said, I'm going to open the door at 30,000 feet. I feel like I will open the door, and I don't think it's safe for everyone else on the plane. Do you all agree? I literally felt like that. You're like, what? I go, yep. So he taught me something that served me well. And he said, when you find yourself starting to panic about public speaking, about doing a listing presentation, about, in your case, claustrophobia, and you can't breathe, and you have this, you're starting to, and you're just going right down the rabbit hole, and it overcomes you. He goes, stop it. Take control of your thoughts. He goes, immediately realize you're doing that and think about the Great Barrier Reef in Australia. Then think about sharks. Then think about Johnny Depp and the Pirates of the Caribbean. Then think about the Anatocha they found off the coast of Florida. Think about Mel Fisher. Then think about the museum. Think about some of the greatest museums in the world. Then think about yours. Think about the Louvre. Then think about the Mona Lisa. And you see, I just went skipping across away from that little panic thing. But when you sit there and think, oh, I'm scared, I'm going to public speak, and you freeze because you're public speaking. Because you're focusing on the fear, and what you get more of, what you focus on expands. So I would focus on being debt-free. I would focus on love, not hate. You ever seen people that focus on hate and they get meaner and meaner and meaner than a junkyard dog? And so you can focus on love or hate, light or darkness, giving or taking. And so you got to take control of up here. I can't, and you can't. Henry Ford said this 100 years ago. If a man or a woman thinks he can, he probably can. And if he or she thinks they can't, they're probably right. Simple, old-fashioned stuff. So what I'm going to do is I came up with 3 simple things for you guys to do today. I got 3, that's it. I want to keep it really, really simple. And something you can focus on. So, number 1, 2023. What's it going to be? It doesn't matter what happens to the interest rates. Doesn't matter what happens to supply. I love low inventory markets. They're my favorite. High inventory markets, people are like, I don't know, let's keep looking. Low inventory, it's like, I got to move. I love the I got to move market. And yeah, but there's multiple offers or blah, blah, blah. I loved multiple offers. I remember when I was new, like you, Zach, and I'm like, oh, there's a competing offer. Oh. And I'd write and I'd lose. And I hate losing. I'm very competitive. I hope you're competitive. And I hope you have this, because I can't teach this to you. Hunger. I hope you have hunger. I can't teach it to you. I had hunger. A desire to win. Not at other people's expenses. I won an offer one time, found out it was one of my students at Remax Gold, and she bawled when she found out who it was. I didn't know it was her client. And I took her client, she wrote another thing, and beat her on a deal. I knew I was competing. I didn't know who it was against. Her name's Leisha Heine. And she bawled, and that was it. And I said, you know what? I barely met this guy, showed him one house, wrote the offer. I go, I think it was like a $14,000 commission. I go, just take it. And she's like, no, you can't. And I said, I'm going. She said, no, I won't accept it. And at close of escrow, I sent the whole thing to her. Wow. And the listing agent couldn't believe it. Wow. The whole thing. Because I could see how it just crushed her. And I said, nope, not on my watch. But I was living in a life of abundance, and I had lots of clients. And it was, how would you like to be in that position? I don't think I told Kathy, sorry, babe. But I know everybody in this room, everybody watching online wants to be a giver. So if you don't give when you have nothing, you'll never give when you have something.
That's true.
You can give hugs, you can give loves, you can get a word of affirmation. The tongue has the power of life and death. We just say that. Now think about that. Forget about the death sign. The tongue has the power of life. What can you say to your kids when you get home tonight? I mean, the last 2 years for Kathy and I have been amazing. You know, like we live in the Caribbean, of course, right? But we've spent more time together. We're closer than ever. I could say I've never been this happy in my marriage, 31 years in. There was a period where I thought, oh, this is just what it is. I can't change her. She can't change me. It just is what it is. It's not bad. It's fine. It's good. You know, it's good. Now it's exciting. It's great. It's unbelievable. I never knew it could be like this. But we've gone after it. We've been to counseling 100 times. We've gone to relationship events. We went to Tony Robbins' relationship event. I'm sitting there 30 years in going, mind boosh, just blown. Like, how could I not know this after 30 years? Well, guess what? I didn't go. I went to some couples weekends, but man, this was like next level. If you ever get a chance, take your spouse and go to a Tony Robbins. He only does them once every 2 years, usually in Kona, Hawaii. They were all masked up and we couldn't go, so we went to Austin, Texas, and it blew my mind. 7 hours a day, 18 to 22 hours a day. We slept 3, 4, 5 hours a night for 7 straight days. Massive input and examples, and he must have done 7 interventions a day. Times 7, 49 couples he did interventions. And the guy's like, yeah, my wife. And then, well, it was over for him. And then the wife would be, my husband's an SOB. It was over for her. He didn't like, it was like, and you're like, Kathy's like, say something. I'm like, I ain't say nothing. The big tall man with big teeth is going to just like, some people would say, oh yeah, you know, and they would try to be cool about it. And he would just go, it was like, it was so much fun to watch the interventions. But I'm pretty outgoing. I'm not saying a word. You know, it was amazing. Okay, so 2023, what's it going to be? So it should be a question mark for you. How do you believe in intentionality? Do you like it when your teenage children, your kids are intentional? Your college student is purposeful? You need to be intentional. So here's what 2023 is going to be. It's going to be your best year ever. But what are you thinking about? Are you thinking it's hard? Interest rates are 7%. Inventory's tight. That's not how you have your best year ever. So A, it is going to be my best year ever. It's going to be revolutionary in my marriage, with my kids, with my health, with my finances, with my fun. All work and no play. What are you doing for fun? Go. If you like to hike. If you like to bike. If you like to, kayak. If you like to windsurf and kite surf, do that. If you like to snow ski, what are you doing for fun? You need to detach and get away from your phone and just, that's why I literally, Kathy, did you get my text? I go, no, I've been golfing for 6 hours. Chasing little white ball. It's in the bushes here somewhere. We're walking around. Where's the little, I got it, it's right there, look. Where? A little white thing. Oh, my ball! It's like Easter for grown men. We're like, thank God. I thought it went in the weeds. I thought it went in deep. I was going to take a penalty. Oh, thank you, Jesus. It's like a spiritual experience. Like, I'm not a Christian. I don't believe in God. You will thank Jesus if you play golf. I don't care. You will. Okay, now. Okay, so number 1, best year. That's point number 1. Number 2. Number 2 is this. If it's going to be your best year ever, how? Because if you do what you did last year, you're probably just going to have a repeat of last year. If you keep doing what you've always done, you'll keep getting what you've always had. So how do you make it your best year ever? You do what? New things. You do different things than you did last year. You work on your marriage. You work on your faith. Get that book by Oswald Chambers. You work on your family. You work on your business, your finances. Your business is your finances. You're in business to make a profit. And you're going to leave the world a better place. We had a sunrise service on the beach in Maui because we're all leaving Sunday. It was beautiful. I said, hey, everyone wants to join me, grab coffee out there? There'd be 5 or 10 people. There were like almost 100 people on the beach. Watch the sunrise in Maui. It was beautiful. But when we left, I turned around and noticed there was a cup of coffee over here, a wrapper over here, and some sandals over here. There were like 3 things. It wasn't bad for 100 people. I could have kept going. I walked back 80 feet, grabbed the Starbucks. It was literally a Starbucks coffee sitting there perfectly in the sand. It was empty. Someone forgot. And I picked everything up. And I try to not only pick up what was ours, but if I see things like, you understand, like pick up, like leave it better than you found it. When someone meets you, do they leave better off for meeting you? Or they feel like you took something from them? Right? Now, so do new things. So what could that be? So number one, I want you to go to some RE events, real estate events. I want you to come to Cabo. The mindset shift you'll get by being in Cabo. Cabo's sold out. Listen to me. Nothing's ever sold out. Right. Zach said yesterday, hey, it's sold out. Because we have to be mindful of the capacity of buildings. And all our events get blown out, sold out. P-cars, please don't send so many people. Do you think they're calling other brokerages? Please stop sending all the people. I guarantee it's never happened. And they tell us, like, hey, if you keep having this many people, you may just have to go somewhere else. Because all the other businesses are starting to freak out because we have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people show up to our stuff. Why? Okay? So what are events you're going to go to this year? And 10X, I'll be in 10X next week in Las Vegas. Maybe go to 10X. Why wait? Let me ask you a question. Why wait? Why wait till the end of March, April? Why not light yourself on fire next week at 10X? Well, it costs money. Well, get the money. If you got a really nice car for $15,000 and it's a $60,000 2-year-old GMC Yukon, fully loaded, drop dead gorgeous. They put 5,000 miles on it the last 2 years. You can have it for $15,000, but you got to pay me the $15,000. How many to find a way to get that car? A 4-wheel drive, gorgeous. I mean, it's worth. Well, I'll do that. Would you know you could fly down to Las Vegas next week for $39 on a Southwest or Spirit Air? You may not come back if you go on Spirit. But you can get down. You could drive down there. You could share a room. I talked Barry into coming, and a boss owns 188 rooms. I go, you can get your own rooms. You could share. I always share rooms with people. It's fun. Someone to hang out with. And you could go to next week. Well, Grant Cardone isn't my cup of tea. There's other speakers. He's one of like 40 speakers. So go to a real estate event and get that switch turned on inside of you. You could be there next week if you wanted to. It's sold out. Nothing's ever sold out. Cabo is sold out. There's no rooms available. You can totally get a room. I went on. There's always somebody who can't go. What I say to you when you said that the Animal House was sold out yesterday, no more. What I say to you?
Ignore that guy.
I would never let sold out stop me from going anywhere. You show up, they will let you in. They will sell you a ticket. Rob, have we, and maybe we have, but because we get a lot of people, have we ever turned anybody away at the door and said, you can't come?
You have never let us turn anybody away.
And how often, I know it freaks them out me saying this, but those of you online, listen to me. And these get seen 500 times over. Right? How many events have we had sell out, sold out, can't come?
Almost everyone. Yeah.
Almost every one of them. And he just said, we've never turned anyone away. You can go to 10X next week, it's sold out. Kathy's seat, my seat, 2 seats, $20,000 just for the chairs. Now there are there are seats further back that are less, right? But if you show up, I guarantee you they'll sell you a ticket. It's sold out right now, but they'll look and go, we got a little room. Okay, slide in there. Do we do the same thing at our events? People show us. I'm like, you know what? Come on in. We'll sell you a ticket. We'll figure it out. Nothing is ever sold out. Is that settled?
Yeah.
All right. Number 2, you got to have running partners. Running partners. So what does that mean? It's your band of brothers. It's the people you can call at 3 a.m. I know I can call Barry at 3 a.m. I can call Rodney at 3 a.m. I can call Drew. I can call Eric. I could call Rob. There's some people I call and do call at 3 a.m. Can't call Johnny as a baby. Valerie, well shoot, little Jack. Big Jack will get mad. It's like the Incredibles. Little Jack. I love that name, man. Have you seen that? Yeah. What an awesome name. So, but who's your band of brothers? Are you intentional and purposeful about it? Like hardcore crazy. So I'm going to give you an opportunity to run with me for the next 30 days because I need some help. I need some accountability. I need to work out need to listen to podcasts, and I have not been doing it. Brent Gove put on 8 pounds over December. I am a little chunkier, okay? And I'm struggling and failing in that area. So if you want to run with me, and you may not have to work out. You don't necessarily have to work out. You could walk and listen to a TEDx talk. Gene Frederick listens to TEDx talks all the time. He walks on the beach, puts his buds in, turns his phone on, he just walks down the beach for miles listening to TEDx talks. You could do that. So if you want to run with me, but I'm going to hold you accountable because I need you to hold me accountable. So that's part of that partners thing. So if you want to connect with me, come up to me afterwards. I'm asking for your help in my life because I'm going to do this, okay? But it means that I'm going to work out. I'm going to have earbuds in. I'll be listening to Audible. I'll be listening to some TED Talks. I'll be listening to some podcasts. We're going to be doing that stuff. So I just want to say that. So number 2, and finally number 3 on this. Well, number 3 is what I just said. Number 3 is, what are the new things? You can work out, and you can have earbuds in body, mind, and soul. Sometimes I listen to Francis Chan. Who's Francis Chan? He lives in San Francisco. He built a mega church, like 5,000 people. Then he walked away from the whole thing and said, I'd rather just do street ministry and just be really simple rather than have this huge church and worry about finances. So he wrote a book called Crazy Love. What a cool book. Read my book, Crazy Hate by Brent Gove, right? Nobody wants to read Crazy Hate. How about Crazy Love? Don't you love it when people love you? Be lovable. If you flip people off going down 65 or 80, they will flip you off back. You get what you get. If people are flipping you off, people flip me off occasionally because I'll inadvertently cut them off. And I go, I'm sorry, man. It's not that they flip me. Yeah, I cut them off. I go, hey, man, I'm sorry. Sorry. And they go, it's okay. I said, it's okay. Love you. We good? Yeah. So listen to me. They could change my state. They flip me off. I flip them off. I swerve into them. They swerve into me. We speed back. That's road rage. Or I affect my environment for good. When you walked into this room, were you thinking about how you would impact this room? Were you? And every room you ever walk in the rest of your life? Are you a room lifter? All right, no, seriously, I know I am. I've decided I'm intentional. I am a room lifter. I don't have to talk. I walk in the room, I sit down, I'm going to smile, I'm going to participate, I'm going to take notes. My goal is to get more out of 10x than anybody in there. There'll be 4,000 or 5,000 people in there. I'm going to try to get more than everyone in there. I'm going to I'm there. You're here. Right? Or you can just kind of be here. Right. Arms crossed, eyes crossed, legs crossed. Motivate me. Motivate me. You might be beyond help, but I'm on the edge of my seat, man. I'm taking notes. Take notes, even though you listen online. If you scribble what you hear and you never repeat it or read it again, 60% more retention. Always take notes and sit in the front row. Quit hiding in the back at church. Be a front rower. Yes, Rodney.
Well, that was number 4. You need to write it down. Participate.
Yeah, number 4. Okay. Oh, man. Rodney says participate. Yeah. Use your body. Use your hands. Yes, true.
One thing I want to give to everybody, too, because you never told me this, but I'm always around you.
Uh-huh.
So Brent and people like Dean are people that take notes from their notes.
Yes.
I had never seen it before. I remember being with Brent.
Thank you.
I'm like, what are you doing? He's got all these different little, yellow notepads there.
Right.
What are you doing? He's like, I'm taking notes. From what? I'm taking my notes. And it blew my mind.
Take notes. So what I do is I circle. I go back through them. I go, oh, that was really good. Scribble, scribble. Oh, that was really good. Oh, that was really good. That was really good. Oh, that was really good. And I circle it. I'm like, oh, that was incredible. Asterisk, 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 asterisk. I mean, I go crazy. I go crazy with asterisks. Like, I never want to forget this one line. I never want to forget it. And then what I do is I teach it. You can go next step. You can teach it to your kids. You can teach it to your agents. You can, hey, if you want to step, hey, I just got some notes from Tony Robbins, UPW. I got 9 things. It'll help you. Okay, finally, number 3. There were only 3 things. And number 3 things, goals. Are you a meaningful, specific, or a wandering generality? Which is it? You're one or the other. Goals have to be written in your handwriting, not typed. They must be written in your sloppy handwriting. I scribble mine out all the time. Drew, can you go get the picture off the wall in my office? You know the one I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Don't tell them. They must be written, and they must be dated, time-stamped, such sense of urgency. They help you focus. Your wandering generality or meaningful specific. So, this is your moment. Rob, can you hand out everyone a sheet of paper? It's right there. Drew has it right there on his phone. We have a sheet of white paper. Every one of you are going to list your daily, weekly, and monthly goals for the rest of this year. And you're going to sign it. You're going to take a picture of it when you're done. You're going to sign it, and you're going to date it, and I'm going to collect it. I'm going to read your goals. I'm going to see how big you're thinking, how small you're thinking. I'm going to see what you're about, and I'm going to actually call you back and ask you how it's going. And so this is your moment to what? To have the best year ever, the best year of your life. So I'm going to take you through a goal-setting process, and we'll be done. Bring this up here, Drew. Come on up. So I don't ask you to do anything I don't do, but these are my goals that were so profound, we framed them under glass. Go ahead, Johnny, you might fix that. It's under glass. There's lights on this at the office. Go off. It's hanging up proudly. These were just me at Perco's coffee shop, at Panera. I don't know where I was, Starbucks. I got a yellow notepad, and I'm just scribbling out goals right here. Just me and a yellow notepad and coffee. This was back September 5th, 2017. What were you doing September 5th, 2017? I was sure I was at some coffee shop. I do my best thinking at a coffee shop with a cup of coffee. And I go, you know what? I'd like to have 50 plus agents that I've sponsored by September 30th, 2017. I hit 49. I remember the goal. I did not hit 50, I hit 49. But I said I give myself a deadline. I want to have 75 by December. And by the end of the year, I want 1,200 agents. I had 875. I did not have 1,200. I missed every single goal on that page. But by the way, I've hit every one of them since then. Because I didn't give up. I kept pushing forward. And then by March, I wanted 100 plus agents I had sponsored. I wanted 1,500 in my group by February, 2,100 by June 1st, 2018, 2,900, 3,900, 5,800, 15,000 by December 31st, and 30,000 by December 31st, 2020. I wanted 30,000 agents in 3 years. I have 35,000 agents today. I was intentional. I sold as little real estate as I possibly could to pay my bills. I wanted my time to be a compounding thing. You could spend money, or you can learn the eighth wonder of the world, compounding interest and compounding effort. You may build an awesome real estate team and get up to 400 sales a year like I did and have 45 agents. But picture, anyone ever been on the Pirates of the Caribbean? You ever seen that pirate on, he's kind of drunk and he's on a like a barrel of beer and he's playing, what is he playing in between his hands? An accordion. And he goes in and out, in and out. People sell 1,500 homes a year, they go back to 900 homes a year. They go to 2,200 homes a year, they go down to 600 because half their team left. They go down to 200. I've seen it happen. It's an accordion. All the people with big teams, they're at EXP doing this. But I'm not good at this. I can't do this. That's your head. You need to read the book, The Magic of Thinking Big. And guess what? You are totally right. You can't do it because it's like, I'm going to miss this shot. It's not going to help you make it. When I'm putting, and I've had moments, I'll just hit a bad shot and I'll miss it. How'd you miss that? I go, I totally knew I was going to miss it. And so I missed it. And just because you say you're going to make it doesn't mean you're going to make it. What do you say to your kids? Picture missing the shot. Picture not graduating from college. Picture doing nothing with your life and hitting the goal. Was that what you say to your kids? No. Say it to yourself. It's not positive Pollyanna this, but I'm telling you what, man, any high-level professional athlete, I guarantee you this woman today, Ruthie, who won 3 gold medals, I'm going to ask her, what did you tell yourself when you were a kid? What were the thoughts you had? What did you do in the dark when nobody was working? That's why I need accountability. I'm struggling right now in that area of my life. I'm asking for your help. Whoever wants to run with me, we'll run. But here's the deal. Then I wrote out the people I was going to talk to. And I had to white out some people. And then I did 40. That's under here. And this went with me everywhere. Everywhere. This went with me. Look at them. They're rattled. They're torn. There's coffee on them. They went everywhere. I looked at them 30 times a day. Do you look at your goal 30 times a day? Literally, Kathy and I can do anything we want today. We've helped, Jay Kinder just bought a jet. That's one of our agents. He bought a jet, 9-seater. Wow. Just bought it. This is one of our agents that we've helped. That's kind of cool when you can help someone, they're making it enough to go do that. Other people give money. Someday, hopefully I'll have a jet. We travel a lot. And we've been stuck in airports. We've missed flights. And it's not, do I want a jet? I've told Kathy, if we ever get a jet, we're never posting a single picture online. I don't want it to be, check out my Rolls Royce looking jet. It's not what it's about. For us, it's when we would go to Costa Rica, we have to fly to Miami, then down to Costa Rica. We live right across the pond, but there's no flights to Costa Rica. If I get in our plane, we're there. And so, why do you have a car and not a bicycle? Right? It's transportation, right? And your car, some of you have a $10,000 car because that's acceptable to you and what you expect to drive. Other of you have a $60,000, $70,000 these days with inflation, $80,000 GMC Yukon, Chevy Tahoe, fully loaded, but it's acceptable to you. It's what you drive. So here are the goals, and then all these goals. We went all the way down to 100,000 agents, December 31st. 2029. I set 10-year goals. What are your 10-year goals? What does your life look? Were you intentional? Did you set goals what your life would look like in 10 years? I have. You should. Are you intentional about what people will think of you in 500 years? Are you going to be a matriarch? Mother Teresa's a matriarch. You can be a patriarch? Martin Luther King's a patriarch. How will people remember you? He was a great carpenter. Jesus was a carpenter. But look what he did with 12 people, a band of brothers, who went out one by one, two by two, who had to shake the dust off their sandals when they got rejected. Some of you need to shake that. You can't keep thinking about, hey, Jesus gave him a pep talk. You 12, shake the dust off your sandals, move on to the next town. Forget it. They didn't receive you. Just move on. It's not their time. We don't hate them. We don't despise them. We're moving on. You with me?
Yeah.
And so this is your moment. So I want you to put daily goals. And here's the daily goal I want to see on your paper. Some of you have already started. You can turn it over if you want or keep going. How many people will you contact today? It's a contact sport. I want you to ask every single person about commercial real estate. You only ask about residential. You can refer that person to Paul Frank. He's done billions in commercial. One of our agents got a $1.2 million referral fee check on a commercial deal. $1.2 million referral fee check. That was 25% of the commission. The commission was $5 million commission. Is that a good commission? How many like 25% of $5 million? It changed your life. But you don't ask people about commercial because you're not a commercial agent. Everyone watching, you're all commercial agents. You say, I have a partner. His name is Paul Frank, or whoever you want. Anyone watching this nationwide, you can use Paul Frank. He does commercial all over America. He's an EXP agent. You could use a Cushman & Wakefield commercial agent. Maybe he'll sponsor him into EXP. You could use a Coldwell Banker agent. Keller Williams. You can use, whoever you want. It doesn't even matter. I'm the expert in residential. Paul Frank's the expert in commercial. Do you have a building you want to buy or sell? They may not have a home. No, I'm in my forever home. We're good. I've been here 10 years. I'm never moving. All right, well, let me know if anyone you refer me, you leave. By the way, there's an old movie called Columbo. Any old people here? He go, by the way, did you kill your wife? No, he would do these. At the very end, so you go, by the way, you don't have a building you want to buy or sell, or maybe buy a building or sell one, do you? No. I know it's crazy. Just one last thing. Did you kill your wife? No. He goes, one last thing. Do you have a business you want to buy or sell? Matter of fact, we want to retire and go to Coeur d'Alene. My dental practice, I'm looking to sell it right now. I'm really not sure how to go about it. Oh, I'm going to put you in touch with Paul Frank. He's my business partner. He's an expert. He's done billions in commercials. Would you like to call Paul? He'll tell you what your practice is worth. Are any of you curious what your business is worth? They're really not sure. You get Paul Frank's foot in the door, and you get a 25% referral fee, commercial commissions are bigger than residential. You can get 30, 60, 90, $200,000, $1.2 million referral fees. Stop just thinking buy or sell. I need you to do three things. Anyone who want to buy or sell real estate? Good. Anyone who want to buy or sell a building? Good. Anyone who wants to buy or sell a business? Good. They say no, no, no. There's one contact. Takes a second. So, and you do that. I really want to encourage you. You can do that 5 times a day. You can do it 10 times a day. Maybe you're so gripped with fear you can only do it once a day. Start there. Maybe 3 times a day. Maybe 5. Maybe 10. You do 10 a day for 10 days. That's 100 people. At the end of a month, you'll talk to 300 people. You'll have buildings that are listed. You'll have businesses for sale or people who are going to buy. I've sold Taco Bells. I've sold Carl's Jr.'s. I have done, and I've earned I didn't do it. My commercial partner did, but I got referral fees on fast food franchises because I asked that question. And they wanted to get out of real estate and do what's called a triple net lease. See, I barely know the words. And I just, hey, I'm the expert at residential. So how many contacts are you going to do? Write it down. Become purposeful and intentional. And let's say that's 5. So you're going to do, and if you do it 5 days a week or 6 days a week, that's 25 a week, maybe 30. Let's say you do it 5 days a week. Now it adds up. So you got to focus daily. Don't worry about the daily. I'll do 5. I'll do 10. If it's 10, you do it 5. That's how many a week? 50. How many a month? On a 4-week month, it's 200. Had you, those of you online, had you done that for the last 30 days, you talked to 200 people, you would be in a different financial position today. You'd have hope in your heart. You wouldn't feel beat up. You have not because you ask not. You're not asking people. You're not. It is a math problem. It doesn't matter. The man or the woman who does that doesn't matter if they have a big nose or a small nose. If they have a lot of hair or no hair. If they have a beard or no beard at all. If they're tall or skinny, short, overweight, whatever. It's units of work. You can't say the wrong thing to the right person. Matter of fact, we own a vineyard up in Auburn. And we want to sell that. Then we're going to sell our home next fall. And we're going to move to Coeur d'Alene. We're going to move to Austin, Texas. We're going to move to Nashville. I just made a referral to Nashville. Rodney bought a house in Nashville. How much was it, Rodney?
Well, it was a great deal.
He doesn't want to say.
1.5.
$1.5 million. Is that a good referral fee, yes or no?
Yep.
And the guy who helped him, Jay Nelson, says they're going to fix it up. It's got $1 million of built-in equity immediately. Jay's like, I'm going to make him $1 million. I'm going to make him $1 million. Jay was so excited because if he doesn't buy, I will buy this thing. You need to say that, by the way, when you're with a client, you find them a great deal at $300,000 on a condo, at $500,000 on a house, or $1 million. You look at me. You don't buy this. I'm going to buy this house. This is a good deal. They need certainty. They're nervous. You look them in the eyes. Now, if it's a cruddy house, don't do that. Then it's a slimy sales timeshare technique. You with me? That's not what we're about. But when you know that you ever done it? Yeah. Like, this is a good deal. Like, I don't know. America's favorite pastime is manana. They're nervous. Are you with me? So what are your daily? What are your weekly? What are your monthly? Just take the daily, multiply it times 5 or 6. You shouldn't work 7 days a week. You will be less productive working 7 days a week. If you work 7 days a week right now, you are blowing it. Take Sunday off, or take Wednesday off, or take Friday off, or take Saturday off. Do not work 7 days a week. It is unhealthy. There's been study after study done. You'll get burned out. I can't. You want to be effective? Work 4, 5, 6 days a week, but do not work 7. God, the Alpha and the Omega, whether you believe in God or not, I do. And it says on the 7th day he rested. This is God. There's a good model to follow. So maybe you take Wednesdays off. Maybe you take Fridays off. You can take a day off and lay by your pool. I don't have a pool. You might have one soon if you take a day off. How do I get a pool by taking a day off? Follow God's plan, right? Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to, and then if you do those contacts, set a goal. I'm going to sell a house a week. Do you have a goal to sell a house a week? Not really. I'd like to sell just one this month. We certainly won't sell the one this week if you don't have a goal to sell a house this week. They're specific, they're written, and then maybe for you, like one a month is cool. But for some of you, if you do 200 contacts, it's possible for you to sell in the month of March 3 or 4 homes easily. If you're making $10,000 a house, that's $30,000 to $40,000 of income. It would change your life. But you got to step up. It's now. So these are my 3 steps. And you're going to finish filling out the sheet of paper. Those of you online, I hope you did it at home. You can email me, brent@brentgove.com. I won't get it because I never check email. So you'd have to text me, 916-223-5555. Take a picture, text it to me. But I want to read your written goals, sign your name, put your phone number. Sign it. I want a signature, and I want you to also print it. Because my signature gets scribbly, and I may not be able to read your signature. Print it clearly. Put your cell phone number. I'd like to read your goals. I'd like to know what you're thinking inside here and inside here. And I'm telling you, 2023 can and will be the best year of your life. I went a little over today. I've never gone this far over ever in 24 years of doing these team meetings. This is the longest I've ever gone. Rob, have we ever gone this far?
Never.
We're in uncharted territory. We are. But here's the deal. I think that those of you online in here, that your life matters. I want to see your goals. And if you want to personally help me in my health journey and double dip, body, mind, and soul, I'm going to be listening to Crazy Love on tape again. I'm not doing enough. And because I'm not going to the gym, I'm not doing enough. So I want to do body, mind, and soul. You can get it done in the morning at 6 a.m. Now, I might be doing it at 6:30 in Puerto Rico or 7. You know what time that is for you? 7 a.m. is 3 a.m. for you guys. So at 3 a.m. in the middle of the night, I will be at the gym. So we're going to find some way to do accountability. It'll be a Zoom. We'll all be able to see each other. And there might just be me and 2 other people, maybe me and 12 other people. It doesn't even matter. But I want to see your face. I want you to enter the Zoom room. You're going to lift the Zoom room. Just sit on Zoom and chew and talk on the phone and do other stuff. We're watching you. It's super distracting. Final note, when you're on Zoom, it matters what's behind you. I saw someone who's very successful and has hundreds and hundreds of agents. He was in a garage. I was horrified. And there was just crap everywhere all behind him. I was shocked. So I'm going to say this, those who are online. It matters what's behind you. Well, I don't live in a nice house. I'm in a garage. Blur the background. Yeah. Right, Rob? Yeah. You can click on your name and then go to the dots that say more and then hit blur background. And then it looks cool. So we don't want to see your laundry. We don't want to see someone walk into your house without a shirt on. We don't want to see your dog dragging his fanny across the room, across the carpet. I know that was over the top. Edit. We're going to edit that last part out. But anyways, I love you guys. I want 2023 to be the best year of your life. And it's not me, it's you. I'm all for you. God is all for you. Everybody in this room are we all for each other? Yes. Find running buddies. Do these 3 steps. And I can't wait to get your goals. And if you want to personally help me in my journey, I'll help you in yours. But I need help. I am not doing well currently in that area, having just put on 8 pounds over Christmas. I don't want to be here. So I'm asking for help. Love you guys. Have a good day. Thanks.
Online, thanks for being there. See you next week.
Uncharted territory. Nobody left. That was pretty cool. Like usually people are like, I'm out of here. I gotta go.
2 things for you. I can help with the Zoom organization, what you were just talking about.
Oh, good.
And I don't know if you remember, but I had this coach that I paid $45,000 to. If I can get